Hey there, it's Brittany. I wanted to make a necklace today using some of these beads because there are several strands still available in my shop, Turquoise.Street.beads.com. But when I was shopping around in my bead room for stuff to use, I found these items, this awesome pendant that I made, and this Zuni bear, and I forgot I made them. So I feel like I need to make something similar for my next drop. So I'll be working on that. I don't know that they'll look exactly like this, but I thought they looked so nice with these beads. And then I just kept going and I was like, oh, maybe something else terracotta. I found these orange check glass flowers. And then I found these check glass beads that I thought looked really good. They have some brown and green in them. I don't know where they came from. I did not pay that for them. They're probably in some haul from eBay. Thought those looked really good with it. And then I kept shopping, and then I found these serpentine beads that I had, when I bought them, didn't know what I was going to do with them, but I think they look great with this color palette. So then I kept going, and then I found these for the bracelet and or necklace. And then I got some metal beads out. I was thinking silver at first, but I really like these oxidized brass beads that I got in Tucson. So let's get going. I think we're going to use some wire to attach this to the necklace. Unless I want to do jump rings. I think I'm going to do like a wire wrapped bead right here and then string. And then this I'm just putting to the side because I have no idea right now. So this is definitely a bead with me, not a tutorial. I'm grabbing my pair of wire and the right size. I just got to find the right size. Because I kind of want it to be noticeable, you know what I mean? I think 20. I don't know if 20 will fit through my check glasses, so we'll see. All right, I'll fit through that one. I don't know about the flower. I don't know how a flower ties in with the sun motif, but we're going to do it because I really love the color and the matteness of these flowers. Yep, 20 gauge does fit. So I'm using antique brass. You can find these at vintage.com, I think. Gosh, watch me say that and then I'm wrong. And then I'm just going to come through my first loop. I guess I could do a jump ring here, but I don't want to. And then I'm going to come around. You have to be kind of careful sometimes when you're wire wrapping polymer clay because it can rip if you're too rough with it. And sometimes I'm too rough because I just don't pay attention, especially if it's something for myself. So I did 2 wraps there. I like how like industrial it looks. And then I'm going to come around, I'm going to hold that in place. And I'm going to come around on top of my wrap. Just to make it a little more interesting. Trying not to mar my wire too much. All right, like that. I'm going to come back here and cut off my extra piece. And then I'm going to figure out what I want on my piece here. I feel like I need to go find a bead this color that's like a thin disc. I'm gonna go see if I can find something like that. Okay, here's what I found. I found these roller beads. They're too big, too orange. This is actually the same exact color as my pendant. No, it's a little more brown, but it might work because there's brown in these beads and it's very close. And then I also found these sun beads, which I think we need to work in anyway. So let's see. All right, we'll try the little tiny brown. Oh, I don't know if my wire will fit through. Oh, I always think that it's not gonna fit. That's cute. I like that. Like that, but this one's bothering me right here. There we go. That's what I like. It's big, but I like it anyway. And I'm just going to do a loop at the top because then we're going to connect onto it with our stringing wire. And again, I'm going to do a messy wrap. So I'm going to do a couple times around. And then right on top of what I just did. It's so cool. I love it. And then we just need to straighten it out. Okay, I'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so I have the beginning of my pendant. Oh, I love it so much. And I'm just gonna string some beads. I'm gonna use some antique brass metallic soft flex. That's what I have that works. And then I'm just gonna pick a pattern. Definitely want to get these big guys in there. I'm so excited to be using these. I've had these for a couple of years. I think I got them at a shop downtown. Along with beads that I sell and beads that I make. It just makes me so happy. 1, 2, 3, let's see. Okay, I like using the flowers around the bicones, but I don't like that there's nothing between these two beads. And I don't, okay, so maybe we want to change that around. It's kind of neat, but it's very busy, so maybe I don't want the flowers. This is why we take our time designing. I like that, and it's simple, but it's still getting all the colors in there. I'm gonna go ahead and string the length that I want, and then I'll show you how to attach it. Okay, so I've strung up that side, and I will show you what it looks like in just a moment, but I'm just gonna use some soft flex, like gunmetal crimps. I didn't have any crimps anywhere that I can find that are in antique brass, so they work fine with this project because there is some black in here. I'm gonna come around one of my loops, come back through, and then we'll just crimp that, making sure that we're not crossed. I want to make it sure it's even with the other one. So minimize that loop a little bit more. And then we'll squish and turn 90 degrees. Squish again. You can use a crimp cover if you want here. I'm just going to move down my one bead. This wire is too thick to go through my check glass beads twice. And then I'm going to cut off the tail. And then I'm going to move everything down and make sure this is the length I want. I left both ends open just to make sure I can put more beads on in a moment if I need to. I finally found an antique brass clasp, so I'm just going to put the clasp on one of the jump rings and make sure this jump ring is completely closed. Okay, and then we'll close up the other jump ring. And then we'll just crimp. So I'm going to grab one side. I need to check to see what side this is. This is the right side. So I'm going to put my clasp on the right side because I'm right-handed. Come back through, come down through a couple beads. And we will eliminate the slack by pulling. Now I do not want this to be a straight line. I don't want it to be too stiff. So I'm just going to kind of leave it haphazard like that. Pull. Oh, my crimp tube went inside of my bead here. So let's undo this. See a little bit of gap because of that, but that's okay. And then we can put it in our crimping pliers. Oh, it's falling down. Here we go. Squish and turn 90 degrees. It's still inside of there a little bit. Squish again and squish one more time. And then I will trim my wire and do the same thing on the other side. Here, but that's okay. It's gonna be behind my head. I knew that was gonna happen because this the seed bead, this metal bead is too large hole, and I was trying not to get that to fall through, and it just happens sometimes. So here is our necklace. It's so cute. It's really fun. And of course I'll put it on my mannequin so you can see what it looks like. But you know, the showstopper is the color combo mixed with this handmade bead or pendant. I'm gonna try and have something similar in the next drop, so hopefully you can get your hands on one if it's something you like. I don't make too many of the same thing because they take a while to make, and I don't really love making the same thing over and over again. So hopefully you can get your hands on one. You know what, I was thinking, and I want to make a layerable necklace, so I'm just going to make a really easy strung necklace using the rest of the beads. Not the rest of the beads, but like the skinnier, smaller beads. I think I'm going to use these. I'm going to save those for a future project. Some of the bone and the spacers to kind of just go with my sun necklace, and it's going to be longer. I don't know that I want to use my check glass. I will be using some of these because I have a whole nother strand of these. And I'll just kind of keep stringing this pattern and go from there. Okay, here is the finished necklace. It's much longer than the other one, but it looks so perfect with it. And the cool thing is I can get it to double as a wrap bracelet. So if I don't feel like wearing two necklaces, I can use it as a wrap bracelet. All right, we'll move on to the Zuni Bear bracelet. Now let's make our bracelet. I think, oh, I may need to sand this guy a little bit because he's got some white paint on him, but that's okay. Don't need to do that now. I think I want to do 2 strands that culminate in the clasp on this side. But maybe comes to, oh, I don't like that bead. Maybe the 2 strands come out of one bead here and then clip on over here. I'm gonna look at what clasps I have. And I'm gonna get another one of those big jump rings that I just had. And then I am going to crimp onto that jump ring with both crimp tubes, or both pieces of wire. Actually, I might only need 1 crimp. There we go. Now squish, squish, squish. All right. That even fits over that crimp tube, so that's great. Makes me happy. I don't think, maybe I can get 4 pieces through here. Oh, we're running into some difficulty. All right, so I'm going to cut off the 2 extra tails right here. Move that down. I actually like this bead better. I think I might do one more serpentine. And then I think this is where I'm going to branch off into 2 different strands. I don't know how long I need to make this yet, so I'm just going to kind of cap this off with one of my springs and then do the second strand. Okay, let's see. that's gonna be enough. I'm just gonna put on a couple more of these so we hit the right length. This needs to be longer than I typically would make it because of these chunky beads, and that it's a 2-strander. So I'm just making sure that I'm not making a mistake. So I am going to independently crimp these. No, I'm thinking like, oh no, this is not going to fit through this, but I think it will if we use a jump ring. And if the one doesn't fit by itself, meaning like the other beads are too close to it, I'll just add a second jump ring. Okay, and then we'll take our crimp tubes. And again, I just want to be careful while I'm stringing or crimping that the crimp tube doesn't go inside that bead again, because I don't really want extra slack on this bracelet because it's pretty long. Just make sure everything's moved down as much as possible. I am starting to do that in a straight line, so I want to kind of go a little less straight. Okay, and I want to move. There's going to be some wire showing at some point because these are fighting for dominance at the bead where it splits off. It's okay. Squish and squish. And do the exact same thing on this side. Trim off that wire. Fingers crossed this works. And there we go. Oh my gosh, she's so pretty. Look at how pretty this bracelet is. I had this design in mind because I actually wore a bracelet yesterday from an old Sam's bead box, and it was similar to this design. And so I was just like, I gotta make more bracelets that have that design. And I really, really love how this turned out. Oh, never in my wildest dreams when I made this or bought these beads did I think that I would mix them with those. So hopefully you enjoyed today's tutorial / bead with me. Stay tuned for the photos of the necklace and this bracelet, and obviously stay tuned for Goldie, but something similar to this bracelet bar, something similar to the pendant I used on the necklace will be available in my shop, and these beads at the moment aren't sold out. There are several different types of the Chiclet African batik bone beads in the shop. Here's what the bracelet looks like. I do like that it's kind of loose. That way I'm not constricted, and I can wear it like this. I can wear it like this or like that. It's just all focal. I'm gonna put a crimp cover as soon as I get some antique brass ones. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for Goldie. She's super cute. Hope to see you at Turquoise.Street and I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.
What you doing? Oh, you gonna attack me? What you doing? Oh, you got to show me some goodness. Go on. Go on. Go get your toy. Are you barking?
You coughing.
Is it both? Go get your toy. You got your toy. You got your toy. You're crazy.